But in this next topic, we're going to talk about Volkswagen's latest electric vehicle, or Tesla killer as they like to call it. But they've just released the specs of the ID.7, and this actually looks pretty enticing in terms of what the actual specs are being released for. I mean, we're talking 435-mile range and $45,000. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best United Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us quickly take a look at this. I mean, we covered this leak a few days ago, but we didn't get the actual specs on it, but now it has finally been unveiled. So shout out to electric.co. Volkswagen's newly unveiled ID.7 electric sedan specs up to a 435-mile range WLTP. So of course, WLTP has been talked about most recently because of another vehicle. The Model 3 long range rear wheel drive has a 400 or up to a pretty high WLTP range as well, 380 or something like that we talked about yesterday. And so that got me thinking, like, what is WLTP versus EPA? And so WLTP is a little bit higher range. So here's a list of all the different vehicles out there that are WLTP versus EPA, and you can see right off the bat there's a high WLTP number versus the EPA range. So if we go down to Model 3 long range right here, WLTP is 348 and the EPA is 322. So even if this vehicle has a very high WLTP of 435, then we can expect maybe an EPA range of, like, let's just call it 400, even 390, which is still pretty high and up there for a sedan, an electric vehicle sedan, especially when if you jump down to here at this price right here, $45,000. And if that comes out in the US, and if it qualifies for any sort of electric vehicle tax credit, maybe it probably won't at this point, now that the EPA and the Treasury have released stricter guidelines. But I mean, even if it doesn't, $45,000 is a pretty slamming deal, and that's a lot of competition for Tesla. I mean, Model 3 long range will just have to reduce the price even more now that the competition is coming on strong. So AR heads-up display now standard, new 15-inch infotainment screen. So that's this one right here, which, I mean, you can tell, I mean, that looks pretty familiar, right? Big screen in the middle, big huge iPad that's tilted towards the driver. Very nice interior, and plus a dash behind the steering wheel as well. So very, very nice. 200 kilowatt DC fast charging, not bad. I mean, there's companies that go up to 350 now, and Tesla pretty much can go to 250. So I don't know about that. And then 77 and kilowatt, 86 kilowatt battery options for the vehicle. But the biggest thing to me, estimated price $45,000. That seems like a very slick deal, especially for the amount of vehicle that you can get on this. So I mean, I'm pretty interested in this. I mean, I used to think that this design was not it, but I mean, you cannot deny some of the value of it, especially if these stats start to hold up for that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into our next topic, but before we do that, this video is like sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. All right.